Ndị be anyị ekenere m unu. Asị m ka nke e chiri ya zelu. Asị m unu ụtụtụ ọma, ehihie ọma, mgbede ọma, site n'ebe isi wee na-esore anyị n'ụbọchị nke taa na Eastern News 24. Anyị si na ọ ya dịrị onye ọbụla na mma ka bụ ndị na-esore anyị n'ilu akwụkwọ n'ihe anyị na-ebe dị iche iche. N'ụbọchị nke taa anyị si na ọ ya dịrị anyị Igbo na mma, na anyị yarị ka echi na echi ede agwụ agwụ. Ife anyị na-akpọ ya bụ ife wetara n'ụbọchị nke taa bụ ife anyị na-akpọ ya bụ morning tea n'ilu akwụkwọ. Ihe a bụ gbasịta maka ya bụ ihe na-eme na obodo anyị nọ n'ime ya, ana gbasịta maka nwere onwe ndị Igbo na-azọ. Dịka o si dị, o nwere ihe Biafran Prime Minister kwuru n'ilu akwụkwọ nwetara unu ka unu ga ya bụ ife, unu ga-esi ya bụ ife na tinye alụ nke unu ife unu chere gbasịta maka ihe ndị a niile o kwugasị n'ilu akwụkwọ dị iche iche n'ụbọchị nke taa na morning tea. Dịka ị na-ege ya bụ ife, dropkwara your own comment n'ilu akwụkwọ, ọ dịkwa nnukwu mkpa. All right, over to you, sir.
Biafra children are very happy with the way the Biafra government have provided security and the enabling environment in Biafra land. And I am very, very happy for what the children have displayed this evening. It shows that they are indeed following, as we are making the history, they are following us bomber to bomber.
Yes.
Our promise as a government is that you can never, ever live in IDP camp in Biafra land. Those who have made it possible for others to give birth in IDP camp, and the children that were born in IDP camp in Middle Belt today are 19 years of age, which means they have lived in IDP camp over 20 years. I want you to understand that the Usman Danfodio legacy that the Nigeria terrorist state, sponsored by the government in the central and the federal, are pushing today is the conquest of the entire Nigeria, which Biafra is resisting ruthlessly. Today, they are not interested in the killing, abduction of other Nigerians, but they are more interested in fighting those who have provided security for our women and children in Biafra land, which is the Biafra government. I want you to understand today that the reason our people are happy is because they know that the atrocities that are happening in other parts of Nigeria are not happening in Biafra land. Even when the enemy who never loved us today are now crying, and they will always cry about Simon Ekpa. Everywhere you go today, Simon Ekpa this, Simon Ekpa that. But you know what? It is not moving me, because if they stop talking about it, I will do something that will make them to talk about it. Because the time they talk about me, they talk about Biafra. You can never separate Simon Ekpa and separate Biafra. Any day you mention Simon Ekpa, you are already talking about Biafra. No matter how you hate it, no matter how you want to avoid it, you will talk Simon Ekpa, you talk Biafra. You talk Mazinam Dikani, you talk Biafra. So my people, what are we doing? Remember that 1 year ago or 2 years ago, they don't want to talk about Biafra. They don't want to talk about us. They were thinking that we are on social media. We were, dancing to their tune, dancing every time on social media. They say we are dancing. We are content creators. We agreed. We did not dispute and argue with them. So, but today, that dancing Tom and Jerry is no longer dancing Tom and Jerry. It has become a reality. The dancing is no longer on social media. We are now dancing in our own land, having the de facto government controlling the entire territory of Biafra, and Biafra people are loyal to the government. We still have some disgruntled fellows, very few of them, who are actually idiots. And from the Asia man who defined what idiot, the definition of idiot, who gave a very good definition of idiot. So I call them idiots, who all they do is, like today they say, instead of Simon Ekpa, we bring Biafra. Let this kind of Biafra not come. Nigeria needed something like a demon to fight the demon in Nigeria. And that's exactly what we're doing. If Nigeria think that they are demon, we will bring other demons to fight Nigeria. If Nigeria think that they are so evil we will bring other evil to fight Nigeria. And that's exactly what we are doing. So the more heartless they become, the more heartless we become. And let me also tell you that any government that uses violence against its own people, that particular government must also be responded with violence. The government that think that they can use guns, barrel of the gun, to force people into a union they are no longer comfortable with, will also be responded with the barrels of the gun to separate, for these people to separate from that forceful union. And I want to tell you today that whatever we are doing is for the best interest of the children of Biafra. In Biafra land and Biafra as a country, as a nation, that is where the true definition of leaders of tomorrow will be achieved. And the leaders of tomorrow will become a reality in Biafra land, not in Nigeria, where you say leaders of tomorrow. We were in the 80s, when some of us were born in the 80s. The people that were ruling Nigeria then are still presidents today. So when are you going to become the leader of tomorrow? It is false, fallacy, and fake promises under Nigeria. But in Biafra, we will make that particular dream of leaders of tomorrow a reality. And that's why we are fighting, doing everything to give the opposite of what Nigeria is to our people. And these our children today understand that Biafra is only hope they have. That's why they are their talent to speak and appreciate the government of Biafra for what we have done so far. So why the idiots are on social media looking for what I call the stomach infrastructure, the children are keenly observing how we are doing this thing, what we are doing, and the reason we are doing it. And the only way they can express their gratitude is by what they have done today. You can see it took them probably many hours to come up with something very magnificent that they are presented here today. This is more than a word. This is more than statements they have spoken in a very language that the zoo and the terrorist state of Nigeria will never ever understand. What it means is that the Biafra children are 100% with the Biafra government, and they trust the government because the government has provided security for our women and children. This security we will continue to provide. A lot of people are making sacrifices to make sure that they put their life on the line in between the terrorists and our children and our women. So when the terrorists come, there are people who have sacrificed their life to be on the line, waiting for these people to come, and they will face them. So they will never allow them to get through you. I want to make it very clear as a warning to the communities that have now decided to collect what they call amnesty in the name to sabotage Biafra. And that's why the official Edo Akanonu has been activated from today. If you are one of those who have collected money to sabotage Biafra freedom, sabotage and sell the future of these children and other millions of children of Biafra, you will never live to enjoy the money. The land of Biafra will swallow you before you even think about doing anything with that money. So the message I have come to deliver today, I want everybody to cut this particular video. Those communities that have collected money from Nigeria government to sabotage the Biafra struggle, we know all of you. And I got through back on. I am telling you, you see this heart? It is here. That's what we need. I got doing in a very serious manner. So all of you that have collected money now are in the name of amnesty, and they want to be the one leading the war front, showing where the military, the terrorist army can go and all that. Believe me, we are coming for you. The land of Biafra will never allow you to succeed. That's my message for you today. You will never ever live to succeed in sabotaging the struggle. We will do everything for December. I know, I've been telling you people that December 2nd is sacrosanct. And a lot of things are going to be happening very soon. And it has started happening. Both the propaganda on social media, both on ground, As I'm talking to you today, those communities that have collected money, you know yourself. I don't need to recall your name, but I may call your name in my next program on space. I will mention communities that have collected money. And of course, I want everybody to understand that many people have died for this struggle, even before I joined Biafra Liberation. But under my watch, you can never sabotage and succeed. I swear to God, you can never sabotage this struggle and succeed. That is the promise I made between myself and God, and the spirit of over 5 million that have died under Nigeria. You can never sabotage and succeed. So those who have sold their conscience and their future for stomach, for what you are going to eat, just what you can eat for one day, you sabotage the future of the generation to come. You will never succeed. Biafrans will rise up against you. Biafrans will rise up against your community. Those who have collected money to work with the terrorists to kill our people in the name of you must not get Biafra or Biafra must not come from you. It will come from me. Yes. I will be the last person that will fight for Biafra, and what I will do is to hand over the freedom to this new generation, these children you are seeing. I can never hand over this fight to anybody again. Nobody after this particular December that we are going to enter a new or second phase of the liberation. After this particular December 2nd, nobody will fight for Biafra again. Biafra will be free. We are going to hand over freedom to our children, and our unborn generation will enjoy what we have fought and what we are doing today. Stand firm and let your spirit be guided. Do not shake, do not panic. December 2nd, Biafra freedom will be handed over to us, both in the spirit and in physical. Thank you very much.
Tupu ya gani biko metwaka na share button, share ya bife na no. Betwaka na subscription and turn on notification all the nukumba tupu ya gani negosiri yendo ọzọ phone
and all that. This is no longer something that we should ignore. That's what you see happening on social media. Don't be distracted. I am not distracted. Actually, the more this propaganda come, the more I get energy. So it is what is giving me energy is their propaganda. And once that propaganda stop coming, I will manufacture something that will make them to start talking. So what am I saying? The meeting started at about 13:45 in the afternoon and ended midnight. Decision to declare the independent state of Israel. Now, the decision was between accepting the American proposal for truce, which means at this point, there was already fighting between Israel and whoever that hates them. And America was pressuring Israel for truce, while Israel is contemplating declaring their independence or accepting the pressure coming from America for a truce. And if they had accepted America for a truce, Israel will not be an independent state today. I want you to listen attentively. America was telling Israel, making a proposal for a truce. Israel was discussing between declaring their independence or listening to America. So they decided not to listen to America. The later option was put to a vote with 6 of the 10 members present supporting it. So out of the 13 persons that should be voting, 3 was absent. Out of that 3 that was absent, it remained only 10 persons. So now that 10 persons now decided to vote whether to declare Israel as a state, independent state, or to agree on America proposal for a truce. So they put it to vote. Now 6 persons voted to declare independence of Israel. 4 persons voted not to declare, to follow America. Are you listening to me? How many? 4 versus 6. Only 2 persons make the difference. What you see Israel become today. So when you are talking about Biafra, or people are telling you don't do this, don't listen to them. 1 person can make a difference. 1 person. Now, I am telling you this history so that you will now compare what we are doing, where we are today just within 2 years. And you see that what we are doing is divine. When God said the time has come, even if you call Simon Ekpa a witch, the witch will possess me and deal with you. And I will accept the witch to possess me. Some of them say I'm a witch. I agree. And I accept it. And you know what witch can do. Now, 6 persons voted for the declaration. 4 persons voted against it. And their names are Therefore, everybody in Israel to see who were against the declaration and who actually voted for it. So which of the side of history are you supporting today? Which side of the history? Are you for Biafra or are you against for Biafra? Are we going to remember you as those who fought Simon Ekpa? At the end of the day, when you see 24-hour electricity, we will be looking at your name somewhere in the history book. Which side of the history are you going to be part of? Are you going to be part of those that their names will be written and their signature will be on the Declaration of Biafra document in Finland 2024? Because this history we are doing from 2023 Biafra Convention, first ever, they never believed that actually you can have convention in exile. We did it. They didn't believe. They say they are paying money to come to Finland. You came to Finland. We had many declarations, including a Helsinki Declaration document, which is the Biafra Charter. We had the Helsinki Ambazonia Declaration, which is the alliance between Biafra and Ambazonia. All those things are going to come later on in the history book, and people are going to study how we outsmarted the most ruthless and the terrorist country in Africa. Now, those who voted for the Declaration of Independence of Israel, now after that, they now went into final wording of the declaration. The draft text was submitted for approval to the meeting of the Motez Ham in Tel Aviv on 14th May. The meeting started again around 1:50 in the afternoon and ended 3 o'clock, an hour before the declaration was due to be made. Despite ongoing disagreement, members of the council anonymously voted in favor of the final text of the declaration. During the process, there were two major debates countering on issues of border and religion. I want you to understand that the state of Israel, when they were debating about their border and religion, they decided to omit anything border. Do you understand? Israel declaration did not have a border. They don't know the map of Israel, of the state of Israel. But Biafra today, we have our map defined. Subject to whoever that want to dispute it, subject to the most widely accepted democratic system, which is referendum, which we have already conducted. So today, Biafra has a map, Biafra has state structure, Biafra has every government institution put in place. But Israel declaration don't have a map. Israel don't have a map. And they decided to declare independence without map. And they said the UN can now decide what the map will be. I am telling you, this is something that you need to understand how freedom is being fought. You don't allow people to ride you. The borders were not specified in the declaration, although its 14th paragraph indicated a willingness to cooperate in the implementation of the UN partition plan. The original draft have declared that the borders will be decided by the United Nations partition plan. While it was supported by some people, it was opposed by another and some other people within the Israel cabinet there. We accepted the UN resolution, but the Arab did not. They are preparing to make a war on us if we defeat them and capture Western Galilee and territory on both sides of the road of Jerusalem. This area will become part of the state. Are you listening? So many things were not defined by the state of Israel during their declaration. Today, we have met every requirement. We have done more than any country in the world before or pre-declaration period. We have met the statehood. We have made the categories to be recognized according to the Montevideo Convention on Statehood. We've overqualified. We have built our own defense forces. We have our own liberation army. We have state to state, 40 states of the United States of Biafra. We have administrators, state executive council running each state. We have also developed the state structure as we are adopting the confederating state of Biafra, and it's going to be a confederation state. So everybody should understand that do not listen to what Nigeria is trying to sell to you, that it is undoable. Do not listen when they say, oh, they are just in exile. We are not in exile. We control them. We control the territory of Biafra. We are not in exile. We are also in the homeland, controlling our territory, making sure that we delegitimize Nigeria as fast as possible. Today, nobody will carry gun and walk freely under Nigeria. You will be gunned down. And if you succeed, even if you are working carrying gun as in Nigeria, you'll be looking left and right. You're not going to have peace. And we will never give them peace until they withdraw from our land. Our main objective and aim today is to make sure that Nigeria withdraw their terrorists they call army, the terrorists they call police, the terrorists they call air force that are coming to bombard innocent people in Biafra land. That is our target. And this target must be met. After December, we must make sure that we have nothing else to do other than neutralizing the presence of Nigeria in our land, including attacking their offices, because this is where they stay and plan and execute the attack on Biafra people, the terrorism against us, against our women and children. Those offices, barracks, must not be allowed to stay under Nigeria in Biafra territory. And that's the next thing we are going. So 2nd of December is a day that the beginning of the end of Nigeria within our territory will start. My people, do not allow anybody to dictate to you that what we are doing now have not been done before. We don't need them to have been done before. We develop the system that works for us. We develop the way we are going to live Nigeria, and it is only us that this particular system and approach is going to work for. Nobody else, because nobody else have been subjected to the manner of system that we have subjected to in Nigeria. My brothers and sisters of Biafra, rejoice! The days ahead will be light, and Nigeria will know that those people they killed in the 60s have possessed all of us. And when we don't have answers to many questions, they give the answers to us. That's why they can never understand what is happening until the end of this road. I am standing very strong, and the Biafra will be declared in this country, and we are going to defend it with our guns. We are going to defend it with our men that are very gallantly waiting for a day that the show will begin. I welcome you in Australia. Those of you listening to me in Australia, remember the most important thing we have now is the support from the IOU, from the fundraising, until those people who are hiding somewhere thinking that we are joking will understand that this is not actually a joke. It needed to come out to do more than the Israel did. And in the next 10 years, those who are mocking us today will be put to shame. People in Australia, remember that what you are doing today, you are making a history that will never ever be forgotten. As I was reading and mentioning names of people who made the Israel independence possible, you are also making the same history for yourself, because your names will be mentioned, just like when we begin to talk about those who supported this liberation of Biafra from Australia, we'll begin to mention your names. These your names will come one way or the other in the Biafra document. It can never be wiped away from the surface of the earth. We will write how we visited state to state, country to country, soliciting for funds, and they were laughing at us. They will tell you how Simon EKPA was so stubborn and didn't listen to anybody. And from nowhere, they were calling him that small thing in Finland. But today, look at the change of things. It is no longer that small thing in Finland. You see that small thing in Finland has grown like a big python, swallowing all the evil in Nigeria. And it is going to happen koro in their eyes. They will say, what were we doing? This guy don't go far. That is how it is going to end. I am telling you the fact. This thing that is going to happen in Finland from 29th of November to the 3rd of December will be the highest history made in humankind for freedom fighting. I welcome you all. Thank you for inviting me in Australia. Let God touch your mind to understand that we need funds to buy arms and ammunition to defend our land. Thank you.
Ebo mana ege ntị daalụ nne na ụmụ ife ka unu si wee na-esoro anyị n'idu akwụkwọ na Eastern News 24 n'ụbọchị nketa anyị na-akpọ ya morning tea. Unu anụgonu ya bụ ife mgbakọrịta ụka ya bụ ife Maazị Simon EKPA bụ Biafran Prime Minister or Biafran Public Government in exile. Dịka o si dị n'afọ ka o si ada n'iru akwụkwọ. Gịnị ka ị nwere ikwu gbasịta maka ya bụ ife ndị a niile kwugasị n'iru akwụkwọ dị iche iche dropụla ya on the comment section below. Ọzọ dịkwa ka ibi ya bụ na nke a bụ ụbọchị izizi gị na-esonyere anyị n'iru akwụkwọ. Onye na-afụ ya bụ ihe onyonyo anyị kaba alụ ka ị like ya and turn on notification, share kwe ka o wetakwa ndị ọzọ ụmụnne anyị dị n'ebe dị iche iche aka. daalụ rinne na Igbo ọma na-ege ntị. Oge na-adịghị anya onye ndu ya apụta n'ụlọ mkpọrọ. Ka emesịanụ ụmụnne m.